Offroad Odyssey. Where the road ends, the adventure begins.
What's up, guys? I'm Alexa Score, and welcome to Offroad Odyssey. This week, we're in northern Minnesota. We're going inside the build at AMSOIL headquarters to modify this Polaris RZR Pro XP Sport. Let's get to it.
Hi, my name is Len Groom, and my title is the Director of Product Marketing. AMSOIL is a synthetic oil company, started in 1972. We were the first API certified fully synthetic motor oil. Quality is number one. We build some very, very high synthetic oils for anything you can imagine. When you look at anything off-road, anything racing, power sports in general, the conditions that all of the equipment runs in would be considered extreme. So temperatures are high, it's dirty, it can be hot, it could be extreme cold, you name it, it's extreme. You have to build a product that's going to protect that equipment, because if it breaks, the equipment breaks, somebody's fun is spoiled, somebody loses a race, and we don't like to see that.
Len, we've got our stock machine sitting here. Tell me about what we're working with.
Well, it's a 23 RZR Pro XP, as we can probably tell. Nothing fancy. We bought this thing for what we call at AMSOIL a proof of performance, where we take the stock machine, we put our oil in it, and then we drive it like the average human's going to drive it with a twist, right? We figure out what it's gonna do, then we increase the severity, we put it on our dyno, and we basically beat it up. We've also taken it out and shot a ton of different footage with it. We've beat it up in the field, we've had pro drivers in it. So the machine is good as it sits. You know, we've had it off the ground, we've made it perform, and the machine is good. We're gonna make it better.
All right, so we've got a great stock machine here, but you guys have tested it, we've got some data, and we want to take it to the next level. What are some of the things we're throwing on this thing to make it better?
So some of the things we were looking at here was some of the more common things that somebody would do if they buy one of these. So we're not gonna go crazy wild. So we're gonna look at some engine mods. We're gonna make the turbo work better. We're gonna do some clutch work. We're gonna do some electronic modifications. And we're gonna do some suspension so that it actually drives better, that we can get that power to the ground. Then we're gonna just do some purely, let's make it look cool type stuff.
You gotta have that, you gotta look cool. All right, I love it. Well, we've got some work to do, so let's get started.
Sounds good.
Cool.
The guys doing the build work in our mechanical lab, so we have a place down at AMSOIL called the AMSOIL Mechanical Lab, and that is designed to do anything and everything that we can think of. Pat Burgraff is the senior tech, and Nick Maida is a tech as well. The initial concept for this build was to do something fun with a vehicle that we had originally purchased to never modify outside of stock form. Polaris had the RZR Turbo out, and we wanted to build, you know, a top-notch oil to go with that machine. So the whole point of the build was, hey, we have this machine, let's do something cool to it.
Our machine's stripped down, and when we get back, we're gonna start building it back up. We'll catch you soon here on Offroad Odyssey.
Offroad Odyssey is brought to you by Onyx Off-Road, your #1 off-road mapping and navigation app. Aluma Trailers, for everything that gets you outdoors. Let Aluma Trailers get you there. Murdoch's Ranch and Home Supply, your one-stop shop for all things DeWalt. Flow Fast, the ultimate portable fluid transfer system. Howdy, and welcome to Murdoch's Ranch and Home Supply, your neighborhood destination for all things DeWalt. All of them guaranteed tough. Fence in need of repairs? Grab yourself a DeWalt cordless fencing stapler. How are you set for firewood? Replenish your winter stock with a cordless chainsaw from DeWalt. Whatever your project, Murdoch's is your destination for DeWalt power tools and accessories. If you're in the neighborhood, swing by and say hi, or visit us online at murdochs.com.
Why do I love my Aluma trailer? I have a few reasons. Easy on, easy off access, so I can load whether I'm with my crew or adventuring solo. An industry-leading 5-year warranty. And they're made right here in the USA. Most importantly, my Aluma trailer lets me take fun wherever I go. To find your nearest dealer, head to alumaklm.com. Welcome back to Offroad Odyssey. We're at AMSOIL in Superior, Wisconsin, and we're doing some work to this Polaris RZR. We just tore it down, we're getting ready to build it back up, and we're starting with clutching and shocks.
For what we're doing with it with engine mods, we need to add weights in a certain spot. So we need to put 4 weights in each one of the lower holes. So what we're going to do now is take the spring out of the driven clutch here and install a new clutch spring that came with the clutch kit.
So we started out looking at the clutching. It's a DynoJet clutch kit in there. You have to change the clutching because we're putting different size tires on it, and we are changing the level of tune of the engine, so the clutch kit has to match. So that's where we started.
Nick, we're working on the shocks here. This is our Polaris shock that came standard, but Shock Therapy sent us some gear.
Yep, yeah, so they sent us a spring replacement kit. We're gonna be adding some weight to this machine with roof, windshield, accessories we're putting on. We're gonna add the spring kit to add a little bit of ride and maintain our ride height with the added weight.
Keeping it comfortable, I'm gonna let you do your thing.
Okay, thank you.
All right, get to it.
Shock Therapy provided us with rear radius rods, a bump steer kit for the front end, and then we did a respring kit with them. All critical pieces. The conversation that we had with them was we want to improve the handling, but we're not going to completely go totally crazy, change the shocks and everything. So we thought a respring kit would be good, maintain the ride height, deal with some of the weight we're adding, and then the bump steer kit, because we want the thing to stay pointed in a straight line when you're hitting bumps, and then the radius rod setup, it just adds the robustness of the machine. We are going to work it, so we want to make sure it holds together.
We just had some more help show up. You guys just rolled in with our wrap here. Is that what you normally do?
Well, I actually own the AMSOIL sponsored off-road race team and AMSOIL sponsored snowcross race team, and we do a lot of wraps with the decals from SSI on our race snowmobiles and our race UTVs in the summer, so just wanted to lend a hand with a little bit of expertise that we've had because we've been a great partner with AMSOIL for 27 years.
How long do you think the wrap's gonna take?
Well, it depends how many takes you do, but we can usually do something like that in an hour. They're so nice now, the way they're preformed and they fit the panels, and the new vinyls are just so much more efficient. If you make a mistake, you can peel it off and re-stick it. So depends how good you want it.
All right, well, we'll time you.
The key to the jigsaw puzzle. This might take more than an hour.
Here at AMSOIL, they have some incredible capabilities to test their products and different machines. We're heading into the AMSOIL Mechanical Lab to learn a little bit more about it. Let's go. Len, it looks very high-tech back here. Tell me a little bit about kind of what you guys can do with all these different machines.
Well, this place was built, out of necessity, to be honest with you. The testing that we're doing back here, you're gonna see has a definite power sports flavor to it. So you're gonna find out that this place is set up to be highly flexible, to do a ton of different types of testing, to be very repeatable on the reporting, on the testing. We just have a ton of capabilities. So I can take you through some of the cells if you like.
Yeah, let's check it out.
Okay. This cell is cell 1. This one is designed to do a pile of different types of testing. That's a Superflow 902. It's a water brake dyno. That thing is designed to test anything from a snowmobile, as you can see we have on there right now,
yep,
to a small block Chevy 350, which you can see is possibly being ready to be built to go on.
So you're creating different scenarios.
That's correct.
Or trying to reenact different scenarios.
If we want to try and induce deposits, we can change the quality of the air.
Wow.
And then it stays that way, no matter what happens with the weather outside.
I mean, it sounds incredibly high-tech. To the naked eye, it looks like a big mess.
It is. We're replicating real-world conditions, but it isn't pretty sometimes, right?
Cool. Let's check out some of the other
Sure.
cells, too.
So this is cell 2. We are set up primarily in here to run small engines. Many times we'll start in these small engines and we design these things to do different things to the oil. We can get them to superheat the oil. We can get them to be extremely nasty to the oil. And that way, as we're building a formulation, we can break it and break the engine before we start getting to vehicles that cost a lot of money. So
right,
we can replicate those conditions with these and we can run 8 of them at one time.
I see tires moving. This one's running.
So this will run for the OEM drain interval of the machine without somebody having to drive it. So the throttle is automated, the load is automated.
So all day this thing's just running?
Yep, this starts up in the morning and shuts off in the evening.
Wow.
And it does everything by itself. We're monitoring and we're constantly learning. We don't get any help, right? We have to figure it all out on our own, which we do, so we can get a good test and make sure that AMSOIL is protecting these pieces of equipment the way we say it's going to.
This is all the stuff behind the scenes that you don't think about when you go grab that quart of oil off the shelf. Like,
you grab it and you look at the
there's a
price and it's like, wait a minute, what do they do? Well,
Right.
it's a lot of testing that goes into it for it to get on that shelf.
Here's why.
Offroad Odyssey is brought to you by Shock Therapy, your premier suspension tuning company. AMSOIL, protection you demand, performance you deserve. Flow Trailers, the only utility trailer in the sports car category. Moose Off-Road, on the gas since 1986. Fox Factory Vehicles, to enable a life of freedom, connection, and fulfillment.
From spring, summer, fall to winter, Moose Off-Road provides the largest selection of ATV and UTV accessories on the market. Moose Off-Road, on the gas since 1986.
Don't let waiting in line for service sideline your machine. Eliminate the wait and save money by doing it yourself. AMSOIL makes it easy with oil change kits that include exactly what you need in one convenient package. Choosing the right kit is also easy. Just plug your ride into our guide at AMSOIL.com and have your kit shipped right to your door. Upgrade to specially engineered products with AMSOIL and spend more time riding. Order now at AMSOIL.com. Let's get that little juice.
Welcome back to Offroad Odyssey. Our build here at AMSOIL is shaping up. We just finished this awesome wrap. Now we're gonna throw some tires on it, get it back on the ground, and finish it up. We're swapping out the stock tires for these 32-inch Valor tires and wheels. They're not necessarily made for the snow, but there's some snow out there, so we're gonna see how they do.
Tires and wheels we got from Valor. We use their stuff because they provide quality stuff. It's a bead lock, so we can air them down because we are going to take this thing somewhere where it maybe wouldn't normally go. So we wanted to make sure everything was going to work. At the end of the day, we're going to put AMSOIL products throughout the entire machine. You know, I would say oil is likely, it's kind of forgotten about, right? We're putting the tires, we're putting the wheels, we're doing the engine modifications, we're doing all these things, and what we're really doing is adding a whole bunch of stress. You're making these oils work extremely hard, so it's very important that you have a high quality synthetic throughout the entire machine. So for today's build, we're going to change the engine oil. We're going to use the AMSOIL 5W50 synthetic ATV UTV oil. For the front diff and the transmission, we're using our powertrain fluid.
So it might not be that visible, but this is extremely important to the performance of the machine, especially with the modifications that we've done.
As you modify them, risk starts to go up, wear, stress starts to go up. You don't want to break it and then lose a weekend. Specifically, the engine modifications and the performance modifications came from Dynojet. It's their Stage 3 Plus kit, which is a tuner, it's an intake tube, it's a blow-off valve, it's a waste gate, and then it's a clutch kit. When we originally came up with this build, we wanted to do a little show and a little go, as we've been saying, and Rockford Fosgate definitely came in for some of the show. Thank you, sir. From a safety standpoint, which is always good, we did go with the Click 6 harnesses that are from Polaris, so it's a 6-point restraint. Figured we better add some safety since we are going to do some things on the snow. We did the poly windshield. Because we're going to drive it in the snow, that means cold. We needed to put something on the front of that machine, so we went with that windshield. We dug through the Polaris catalog for some of the most common accessories because we wanted to do things to it that a lot of people did, so they would be like, oh, okay, I did that.
Our build here at AMSOIL is complete. On this thing, we've got Polaris roof, Polaris windshield, front bumper, door fill-ins, and harnesses. We've got a bunch of lighting accessories from Rigid. We, of course, have all of our AMSOIL fluids in this thing with an oil change. For sound, the guys at Rockford Fosgate hooked it up. We've got their Stage 5 Razor kit in here, 4 speakers, 1 sub, 1 amp, 2 rear speakers, and a head unit. We've got a super unique wrap from SSI. They came in and did that themselves. And then we've got Shock Therapy. They sent us their kits to make sure this ride, with all of the accessories on it, still is super smooth and holds up out there on the track. This thing looks good, it sounds good, and we hope it drives good, but we're gonna find out right now. Let's get out there and take it for a ride.
Well, the results are in, and things look really good. With the 32-inch tires in stock trim, this machine did 5.47 0 to 60 time. Once we put all the performance mods on it, we are down to 5 to 8. So we actually gained some by adding all the performance mods. What we've done there is added stress as well, because the machine is putting a better time up there, but all of that stress to get the better time is then on differentials, engines, and transmissions. It even accentuates the fact that you need to run a full synthetic, a high quality full synthetic, such as AMSOIL, in this machine when you do these performance mods.
Welcome back to Offroad Odyssey. We're in Aurora, Minnesota. We traveled about an hour north of AMSOIL HQ so we could test our Razor build on the track. And as you can see, we're doing it in the snow.
Well, we're going to do something a little different. We're going to take this machine out in the snow. The snowcross team has built us a custom track designed just for a UTV. Since they're off racing, they gave us the run of their shop and their track, so we're going to go tear it up. From a handling standpoint, from what we had prior to what we have now, there is quite a difference in the machine itself. The handling characteristics, the steering is all improved. This track that we have set up out here, banked corners, so the suspension is going to be doing some different things, anticipating that being really good. And the spring kit in here really helped the jump performance of the machine. So it's quite a bit flatter. It doesn't want to kick the back where the nose dives. So that's been, really helpful.
It's good, we're getting a nice groove in it. It can actually go pretty good. It's fast. You want to go again? Okay.
Well, it looks pretty cool because I wasn't expecting, I like it when you weren't expecting what that wrap was going to look like, the reflective specifically. So yeah, I think it's really cool. It's got a neat look to it. It definitely checked all the boxes for me. We've had several partners on this. We worked with Shock Therapy to do some suspension work. We worked with SSI decals to provide that really cool wrap. Worked with Rockford Fosgate, who, if you look in the UTV world, their stuff is basically everywhere. We worked with DynoJet as far as the engine modifications go, the clutch setup, the performance tuner, the blow-off valve, all came from DynoJet. Valor rims and tires, that's a great piece. They worked with us on selecting the right tire, especially what we're going to do with this machine. It may not be considered traditional, so we wanted the right tire. Rigid hooked us up with lights. We don't always just work in the daylight. Sometimes testing goes into the night, so we've had Rigid lights on our equipment for a while. The whole package itself was put together specifically to add weight, all the accessories, add rotating mass, right, the bigger tires, add stress in the engine, that's the performance modifications. All of that adds up to stress. We didn't make the transmission stronger, we didn't make the front differential stronger. But what we did make stronger was the fluids. So we're proving that the AMSOIL products in here can handle all of that added stress that everybody throws at these machines. It's the last thing people think about, but we're trying to make it more important to people to understand that, because it will save your weekend. When you add all this stuff in there, you make sure that it's protected. In this case, by AMSOIL.